Hello and welcome back, dear friends, once again at Lit eCity YouTube channel, the one-stop destination for English learning literature. दोस्तों आज जिस टॉपिक पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे दैट इज अ शॉर्ट स्टोरी बाय श्रीलंकन राइटर जीन अर्सनायागम in the garden secretly. It's a story depicting the horrors of war. किस तरह से जो civil war है या any war for example, it takes toll on the psyche of a soldier. किस तरह से उसको प्रभावित करता है. Now very interestingly there is very little plot. कोई action बहुत कम है. It is more like reflection of a soldier. उसके मन में जो चलता है while he is on his duty. So very beautifully, poignantly, pathetically जो राइटर है प्रेजेंट करती हैं एक सोल्जर के इनर थॉट्स को. इट्स अ वेरी वंडरफुल स्टोरी डिपिक्टिंग अ कर्स ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी. तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. लाइक ऑलवेज अ ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन टू द राइटर जीन अर्सनायागम. She was born as Jean Solomons and she was born in Kandy, Sri Lanka. Kandy is a very small town in Sri Lanka and she belonged to a burgher family. Now what is a burgher family? जो यूरोपियन और स्पेशली डच कॉलोनाइजर्स थे जो श्रीलंका में सेटल्ड हो गए थे एंड लेटर दे मैरिड इन विद लोकल श्रीलंकन सिंहलीज पॉपुलेशन. उनके जो बच्चे थे उनको बर्गर फैमिलीज काउंट किया गया. तो जो जीन थी शी बिलोंग्स टू सच फैमिली. हर मदर वाज श्रीलंकन while her father was a Dutch person, and then her life took a defining turn when she married Thyagaraja Arsanayagam, a Sri Lankan Tamil. Now she has many identities in her life. Her mother, her fathers and her husband who was a Tamil means he belonged to India, who basically who had Indian roots और जो श्रीलंका के अंदर रह रहे थे. So बहुत सारी ये cultural national identities and this kind of fractured personality, it played a very important role in her writings. In July 1983 एंटी तमिल राइट्स जो श्रीलंका के अंदर हुए थे, ब्लैक जुलाई के नाम से जिस इवेंट को जाना जाता है, इट अफेक्टेड द होल ऑफ श्रीलंका. Now because of her marriage with a Tamil person, her family also become a direct targets of Sinhalese nationalist violence. Now Sinhalese were those people who were against arrival or migration or living of these Tamil people because they considered them to be कि वो intruders हैं. Now her very path-breaking, very important and internationally praised collection of poetry, Apocalypse 83. It was published following year in 1984 and become one of the most searing, one of the most burning literary responses to the riots जो दंगे हुए उनके खिलाफ, and it marked the beginning of a decades long body of work. Now she is a prominent voice representing the voice of the suppressed, of the marginalized, of those who suffered most because of these civil wars. And also over her career she has published more than 40 books of poetry, short fiction and memoir. It includes works like Kindura, Trial by Terror, Reddened Waters Flow Clear and her memoir A Nice Burger Girl. She has many awards to her name, like Sri Lanka's National Award for Literature in 1984 for her book of poems, Premchand Fellowship from India's Sahitya Akademi in 2014 and Sahitya Ratna Award in 2017. Now coming to the story, In the Garden Secretly, it is a short story and rather than a story, it is a long interior monologue. Now what is an interior monologue? Interior monologue के अंदर the writer presents the thought flow, what is happening in the mind of the central protagonist, who is also most of the time narrators. जो थॉट्स होते हैं विच आर नॉट लीनियर लाइक अ प्लॉट, जिनके अंदर बिगनिंग मिडल एंड का प्रिंसिपल काम नहीं करता है, जब व्हेन वी आर इन रिफ्लेक्शन मोड, व्हेन वी आर थिंकिंग, the ideas got associated with each other without any logical coherence. तो उसी को as it is जब हम present करते हैं, this is known as interior monologue because it is of one single person. That is why it is monologue and interior, because it is not happened externally in the physical world. लेकिन ये कहाँ happen हो रहा है? In the mind. The story is set during Sri Lanka's long civil war between the government forces on one hand and LTTE. LTTE was Liberation of Tamil Tigers. It is Tamil Tigers short में कहा जाता है. They were fighting for a separate state called Elam in the north and east of the island for Tamil peoples. They considered that they should have a separate state. They should be free from the autonomy of Sri Lankan or Sinhalese government because they considered themselves to be persecuted. They were minorities. तो उनका ऐसा मानना था कि हमारे को अलग दी जाए. So there was a decade-long civil war between these two elements और story set है इसी के बीच में. And it is told mostly through the first person stream of consciousness narration. Stream of consciousness, just like again when your thoughts are presented as it is without editing them, without formulating them into a proper order, उसकी बजाय जैसा जैसा माइंड में जब जब अकर हो रहा है उसको एज इट इज प्रेजेंट करना, दैट इज नोन एज स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. बहुत सारे आप में से लोगों ने वर्जीनिया वुल्फ या जेम्स जॉयस के कुछ क्लासिकल फिक्शंस को पढ़ा होगा. दे एम्प्लॉय दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्निक टू नरेट द इवेंट्स इन द लाइफ ऑफ देयर प्रोटैगनिस्ट. Now, a story follows. The protagonist is an unnamed Air Force pilot from southern Sri Lanka, and he had just taken part in a military offensive. Offensive means attack on the these so-called terrorists, and इस ऑपरेशन का नाम है ऑपरेशन सनराइज. और जाफना पेनिसुला जो श्रीलंका में सिचुएटेड है, जो सबसे ज्यादा अफेक्टेड एरिया था एलटीटी के टाइम, वहां पर दिस पायलट हैज मेड सम रेड्स, एयर रेड्स, तो उनको हटाने के लिए. And also as his unit moves through an abandoned shelled village. Shelled village का मतलब है जिसके ऊपर हैवी बॉम्बिंग की गई है, जिसकी वजह से वहाँ जो रहने वाले ये तमिल टाइगर्स के लोग थे उनको जगह छोड़नी पड़ी. Now this particular pilot, he wanders alone into an empty house. जो house के residents हैं, inhabitants थे, naturally they have left the premise because of the danger of being killed, and is confronted almost spiritually by his own role in the war. कि this empty house, it gives him a chance to think what he is doing, or what generally बोले तो what war is doing to the common humanity. अगर हम characters की बात करें, very little there is to say about character. The one is most important one is the narrator, who is an Air Force pilot from the deep south of Sri Lanka, and he is at present in the northern part. Young, reflective and moral center of the story, because it is he who raises deep and uneasy question about the nature of the war. And there is reference to Captain Pali. He is not actually present in the story. He is narrator's friend, a soldier from Kandain village in Sri Lanka, and he was once shot during an ambush and survived only by chance. A boat arrived there without any planning. So there is just mention of this character, and there are mention of some house, a deserted family, but only one that matters, the character that matters is that of the narrator. If we start discussing about this story, the story opens at the dusk time, and this terrain, this particular area is unfamiliar, and it is slowly growing familiar. It's a phrase from the story. Slowly growing familiar means he has spent so much time here, and as he wanders, जैसे जैसे वो इसमें घूमता है, he realizes it is not so different from his homeland. He works cautiously. Why? Because there are लैंड माइंस. जगह जगह पर जो रिबेल्स हैं उन्होंने लैंड माइंस लगा रखी है. सो ही हैज टू वॉक कॉशियसली. Rifle gripped firmly. Why? Because there may be enemy looking for an ambush, and there is an eerie silence. It is not natural silence of the night, but it is artificial silence because everybody at this place has deserted the place. Now the sky is fringed with palmer frond. Frond is झुरमुट. पेड़ों के झुरमुट से skyline is totally fringed, उस पे दिखाई देता है. And it look like that sky has also grown the wings. Around him there is an abandoned village. Houses, they are reduced to empty bombed out shells. There is no more proper houses. किसी की रूफ नहीं है. वॉल्स की dilapidated, पूरी तरह से खंडर हो चुका है. ये तो इस कारण ईरी जो साइलेंस है और भी ज्यादा हाईलाइटेड होता है. Now, because he is of reflective nature, वो सोचता है, he reflects that these are the routes invading armies always take. ये जो जंगल के रास्ते हैं जहां पर जब आर्मी आती है तो इन्हीं रूट्स पर आती है. And the wheels of war have crushed not just fences but the ritual and lives of generation of people whom we never knew and never would know. This is a very very emphatic metaphor जिसमें वो कहता है किस तरह जब वार व्हीकल मूव करता है. मतलब वार व्हीकल से मतलब हो गया ऑल दी आर्टिलरी, ऑल दी आर्मीज, चाहे वो टैंक्स पर आ रही हो, चाहे वो एयर रेडिंग कर रही हो, वो जब इस तरह से हैवी शेलिंग करती हैं तो जनरेशन ऑफ पीपल्स, देयर वे ऑफ लिविंग, देयर रिचुअल्स, देयर कस्टम्स, ये सब खत्म हो जाते हैं. और ये लोग फॉर द सोल्जर्स दे नेवर न्यू हु आर दीज पीपल एंड दे विल नेवर नो, क्योंकि वो हमेशा के लिए यहां से जा चुके हैं. This silence is broken only by a crow's caw sound and distant bird calls. Now, क्योंकि कोई human voice नहीं है, it enhances, it deepens his loneliness and also his fear of the unknown. This shows that how we crave for human company. हम उस war torn situation के अंदर कितना वो सोल्जर अकेला फील कर रहा है, लोनलीनेस फील कर रहा है. Now his attention is drawn to a house. This house is the second center of the story. It had once blue walls and now it is shattered. It is in ruins. Roof caved in, छत ढह गई है. It is surrounded by mango and tamarind trees. इससे पता चलता है ये भी कभी लिविंग हाउस था, यहां पर एक फैमिली रहती थी, बट नाउ इट इज कंप्लीटली डेजर्टेड. नाउ ही ब्रीफली वंडर्स if it might be a church because of its unusual blue walls, क्योंकि जनरली जो चर्च की वॉल्स होती हैं ब्लू होती हैं, घरों में कम होती हैं, तो it might have been a place of worship. But before dismissing the idea, he knows the older churches of the region, some centuries old, dating back to Portuguese and Dutch colonial times. He says no because he himself is a Christian. We will come to know later. He knows that, he thinks that he knows all the churches and he has not known that in this area there was a church. क्योंकि श्रीलंका में चर्चेस की हिस्ट्री बहुत पुरानी है. जब यहाँ पर फर्स्ट टाइम डच और पोर्तुगीज लोग आए थे, कॉलोनाइजर्स आए थे, जब वो यहाँ पर सेटल हुए थे, तब फर्स्ट चर्चेस यहाँ पर एस्टेब्लिश हुई थी. एंड ही नोज ऑल ऑफ देम बाय हार्ट. Now he remembers that American missionaries also built churches, schools and colleges here, and his own grandfather had once traveled north as a student to study under great scholars. We have already told के जो ये narrator है, जो pilot है, he belonged to the southern Sri Lanka, और he remembers the fact उसके ग्रैंडफादर एक बार पूरा वो साउथ से क्रॉस करते हुए नॉर्थ आए थे और जो अमेरिकन मिशनरीज के द्वारा एस्टेब्लिश्ड कॉलेजेस थे वहां पर उन्होंने स्टडी भी किया था. नाउ ही वांट्स टू बी अलोन. ever since he arriving in the north, साउथ से जब वो अपनी ड्यूटी पे नॉर्थ आया है, he has been plagued by the need to understand what he is doing here. Now because of the nature of his duty, he has been engaged in offensives operations लगातार. He needs some time to think what is the role, what is the purpose of him being here in this particular operation. His comrades are elated, उसके जितने भी साथी हैं, because they are not of reflective nature, they are happy and they are singing with the euphoria, with the joy of victory, because they have successfully removed all the offensive elements. Naturally, being soldiers, they are happy that their operation is successful. But he notes bitterly that soldiers on foot move carefully because of the landmines that गुरिल्ला टर्म यूज की गई है उन रिबेल्स के लिए जो बेसिकली जिनको हटाने के लिए लोग आए हैं, एंड रिफ्लेक्ट्स we see ourselves as liberators, but do the people we think we are freeing us see in the same light? This is the most important question the narrator and the story raises. कि जब एक सोल्जर किसी गांव के अंदर, किसी रूरल एरिया के अंदर जाता है और वहां से वो उन रिबेल्स को हटाता है, तो गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डर्स के अकॉर्डिंग और उसकी खुद की थिंकिंग के अकॉर्डिंग ही थिंक्स हिमसेल्फ टू बी अ लिबरेटर, कि मैं इन लोगों को एट्रोसिटीज से फ्री कर रहा हूं. बट हिज वेरी पॉइगनेंट क्वेश्चन, हिज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रेडिकल क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि क्या नेटिव्स, क्या लोकल विलेजर्स भी हमें इसी गुड लाइट के अंदर देखते हैं, या वो हमको भी अनदर टाइप ऑफ इंट्रूडर्स मानकर चलते हैं. We learned that the offensive is called Operation Sunrise. First troops, जो टुकड़ी जिसको भेजा गया है टैकल करने के लिए, it is battle worn, unwashed for days, ये नेचुरल है. वहां पर कैमोफ्लेज यूनिफॉर्म्स जो उन्होंने ग्रीन और उसके ऊपर डार्क पैचेस वाली यूनिफॉर्म पहन रखी है, जिसके कारण वो नीचे की लाल मिट्टी जो जाफना की फेमस रेड सॉइल है उसके अंदर अपने आप को ब्लेंड कर सकें व्हाइट सैंड के अंदर, एंड ग्रीन ब्लैक लीव्स ऑफ द लैंडस्केप उसके अंदर अपने आप को हाइड कर सकें. वो भी क्या है, अनवॉश्ड, डर्टी, बहुत स्वेट एंड ब्लड, और उससे क्या हो चुकी है, पूरी तरह से खराब हो चुकी है. He muses on the nature of the guerrilla warfare. Now, it is not war between or battle between two armies fighting face to face. It is guerrilla warfare. Thinking how conventional military rule books become meaningless against an enemy who is impossible to find. It is not face to face fight. यहाँ एनिमी आपके सामने नहीं है. एनिमी जो है वो छुपा हुआ है अपने एडवांटेज पोजीशन के अंदर, एंड एनिमी इज टेकिंग टाइम एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू अटैक. और इसके कारण जब फायरिंग होती है, इनोसेंट सिविलियंस गेट कॉट इन क्रॉस फायर. देखिए, जब वार फ्रंट के ऊपर फाइट होती है टू आर्मीज के बीच में, देयर इज लिटिल चांस कि सिविलियंस उसके अंदर अफेक्टेड हो या हर्ट हो. बट व्हेन जब इस तरह से सिविल एरियाज के अंदर जाकर गुरिल्ला वारफेयर होता है, इट इज नेचुरल कि ह्यूमंस कैजुअलिटीज, जो सिविल कैजुअलिटीज है, वो थोड़ी ज्यादा हो. He feels a particular unease. After all, now it is our own country that is being destroyed. This is again a very poignant, a very deep, burning, uneasy question कि हम जिनको नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं, हम जिनके साथ लड़ रहे हैं, या हमारी जो ये वारफेयर और ऑपरेशन से जिनको सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान हो रहा है, they are also a part of our same country. Now, after the operation, the returning soldiers wear the same spirit of childish triumph. जैसे जब एक बच्चा आफ्टर ए क्रिकेट मैच जो जीतने के ऊपर जुबिलेंट होता है, यूफोरिक होता है, उसी तरह से ये सोल्जर सोच रहे हैं, यस वी हैव डन इट, वी हैव वॉन द विक्ट्री इन दिस ऑपरेशन. लेकिन इट इज नॉट जस्ट अ गेम, इट इज द गेम ऑफ लाइफ एंड डेथ. दे हैव लॉस्ट सम कॉमरेड्स. तो ह्यूमन लाइफ को कितना हम उसके प्रति हार्ड हार्टेड हो गए हैं, दिस शोज इट. Now, commanders rally them with the speeches about heroism, patriotism, but the narrator admits, I don't know why I am in this. patriotism alone does not spur me on. He raises another pertinent question कि what is this that has forced me to kill my own brothers? They are not enemies, they are civilians, they belong to the same country to which country I belong. और patriotism वो चीज नहीं हो सकती जिसने मुझे स्पर करा है, जिसने मुझे फोर्स करा है इस ऑफेंसिव में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए. He describes his work as a pilot. What does he do? He ferry troops एक जगह से दूसरी जगह उनको लेकर जाता है, carrying foods and arms, और साथ ही में जो टाइगर मिलिट्री जो रिबेल ग्रुप है उसके इंस्टॉलेशन और ट्रेनिंग कैंप्स को डिटेक्ट करता है एयर में रहते हुए, targeting vehicles he suspects belong to them. All these things he has to do as a pilot. ये सारे काम उसको करने पड़ते हैं. He also knows a vast underground network of tunnels connecting villages, hospitals, ammunition dumps hidden beneath the jungle. जितने भी गुरिल्ला वारफेयर के सोल्जर्स हैं, जितना भी रिबेल फैक्शन है, उन्होंने अपना एक अलग नेटवर्क टनल्स का बना रखा है जिससे उनकी एक्सेस विदाउट मूविंग, विदाउट बीइंग विजिबल ऑन द ग्राउंड पे दिखे बिना अंदर ही अंदर वो ये सारा करते हैं. अगर इफ यू वांट टू विजुअलाइज इट इन इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट, जो उड़ीसा साइड का जो नक्सलाइट मूवमेंट है वहां पर हम देख सकते हैं, इस तरह की न्यूज हम लगातार पढ़ते रहते हैं. हैवी जंगल्स के बीच में ये इस तरह से मूव करते हैं. इनका खुद का लोकल एक नेटवर्क होता है, खुद का लोकल एक्सेस होता है ताकि आर्मी या जो इनके अगेंस्ट गवर्नमेंट फोर्सेस एजेंसीज हैं वो इफेक्टिव ना हो सकें. ही रिफ्लेक्ट्स अ वेरी again a very important point. He notes language of the war, how a terrorist is killed, why a soldier sacrifices his life. Both of them lose their life. दोनों अपनी जान गंवाते हैं, लेकिन जब टेररिस्ट अपनी जान गंवाता है it is called killing a terrorist, while a soldier जब वो अपनी जान गंवाता है a martyrdom, it is known as a sacrifice. And wonders कौन डिसाइड करता है which words applies to whom? Those who are sitting in the power. आज पावर एक पार्टी के पास है, एक पर्टिकुलर रोल के पास है, तो ये रोल इस तरह से असाइन है. मे बी कल को पोल शिफ्ट हो तो शायद ये रिवर्स हो जाए. He thinks that the leader of the Tamil movement, जो मेन लीडर है, वैसे तमिल एलटीटी के प्रभाकरण रहे हुए चीफ, मे भी यहां पर कोई और भी जना हो, अ नियर मिथिकल, जिसको एक गॉड लाइक स्टेटस दिया हुआ है, और उसकी ही थिंक्स कि हम लोग ऐसा सोच रहे हैं वंस ही इज किल्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट, दिस पर्टिकुलर जो गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ जो चल रहा ऑफेंसिव अब खत्म हो जाएगा. But he thinks that his death would only produce another leader to inspire more sacrifice. एक गॉड को दूसरा कोई गॉड लाइक फिगर रिप्लेस कर देगा. He will urge more people in the memory of the lost leader, they should sacrifice their lives, and it is a vicious, endless cycle. Turning inward again, he wonders about his own destiny. अब वो अपने खुद के बारे में सोचता है. He loves flying planes. Usko flying gives his life shape and purpose and meaning. He feels like a god among the clouds. It's a very euphoric kind of feeling, in a control in a way he never feels on the ground. Naturally, ground पर there are so many things with which he is surrounded, enemy, landmines, and other things. Sky के अंदर he is like the god, he is controlling things. He recalls a monk friend of the family who spoke of the devas, same like Dev in Indian mythology, gods who dwell in clouds. Now he recalls a painting from his college days, Picasso की war-based famous painting Guernica, now depicting 1937 bombing of Basque village by Franco's forces. फ्रांस का जो बास्क विलेज था उसके ऊपर जो बॉम्बिंग हुई थी उसको रिप्रेजेंट करती है. He draws a direct parallel between the painting's central bullfight imagery, जिसके अंदर बॉम्बर को एक मेटाडर is that person who tackles the bull in bullfighting, and his own war, जो यहां घर पर वार हो रहा है, which is not between two hostile countries, two enemy countries, but a civil conflict. He wonders how anyone can distinguish a civilian from a gorilla from the height at which he flies, since ordinary people build bunker and take shelters too. It is very important point. जब आप स्काई के अंदर प्लेन उड़ा रहे होते हो और आपको इंस्ट्रक्शंस होता है, whenever you see a bunker, whenever you see a kind of जहां पर गुरिल्लाज हाइड आउट हो, वहां पर आपको शेलिंग करनी है, बॉम्बिंग करनी है. He says, how can I identify that the person who is taking shelter inside a bunker is a gorilla or a common civilian? He wonders whether the war will ever end, and he thinks a list of cities completely destroyed by the atrocities of the war, like Hiroshima, Sarajevo, Rwanda, and listing conflicts that echo this particular, not only these, but so many cities that are completely destroyed by either by the war on between two hostile nations or because of civil wars. Now, this slide we have seen. Now, he begins to come back to the ground. Soldiers make strange discoveries, and there is a mention, a palace. It is rumored that it was the house of the leader, and a last supper was held before suicide missions, because to encourage those people, if you people remember, India's former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, he was also killed with the help of a suicide bomber. तो ये जो लीडर का हाउस है, यहाँ पर उनको एक फेयरवेल डिनर सपर दिया जाता था, जिसमें उनको अपलॉड किया जाता था उनके इस हीरोइक एफर्ट के लिए, और सुसाइड मिशन पर भेजा जाता था. After the victory of this particular area, they raised the Southern Lion flag, जो गवर्नमेंट का फ्लैग है ओवर लैंड. और इस लैंड पर जब तक गवर्नमेंट का कंट्रोल नहीं था, नॉर्थ टाइगर फ्लैग वो रेज रहता था, जो गुरिल्ला वारफेयर्स का या तमिल टाइगर्स का फ्लैग हुआ करता था. ही वेरी वेरी पोइटिकली कंपेयर्स टू बीस्ट, फोर्सिंग अस डीपर एंड डीपर इनटू द जंगल. दोनों की लड़ाई के अंदर हम अंदर घुसे जा रहे हैं. Where the endangered species is man, humanity. खतरा केवल एक को ही है, एक बीस्ट और दूसरा बीस्ट, वो दोनों तो सरवाइव कर जाएंगे, लेकिन कॉमन ह्यूमैनिटी को पे द प्राइस. He then enters the house. He reflects that back home in the south, he would never walk into someone's home uninvited. यहां पर वो एक इंट्रूडर है, without taking permission. Actually permission के लिए कोई है भी नहीं, but अगर होता भी, he is a soldier, he will force himself into the house. He would call out, अगर earlier days में अपने native place के अंदर at the entrance वो knock करता, call करता, and welcomed as Putha or son or Ayya or elder brother by the friend's family, but not here. यहाँ इस घर के अंदर नहीं. Then he thinks of his friends, Captain Pali, who once told him about the different tastes of water in different regions, like Port Basilica में किस तरह से sweet and clear, Port Pedro के अंदर cool and fern scented, और पाली का जो खुद का कैंडियन विलेज था. सो बेसिकली जो पाली था वो एक सीजन्ड सोल्जर था. ही वाज 10-year army veteran, and he believes that enemy fights with such intensity. enemy कौन है यहाँ पर जो तमिल टाइगर्स हैं, जो गुरिल्ला वार फोर्स है, वो इंटेंसिटी, because they think they are fighting for a cause, their dream of a separate state alum. तो इस कारण उनके अंदर सुसाइड को लेकर, सेक्रीफाइस को लेकर, there is no doubt. that is why there is so ferocity, so intensity in their fighting. The narrator thinks of his own home near Dondra Head Lighthouse in the deep south, and of his mother who keeps his childhood room exactly as he left it. उसकी trophies, उसकी team photographs, उसके old textbooks, they are retained as it is in that house. He wonders now, looking at this empty, deserted, dilapidated house, about the family who lived in this ruined house. Did they leave willingly? यहाँ से क्या वो अपनी इच्छा से गए, or were they forced out by either by the guerrilla force or the government force? he pushes open a splintered door जो ऑलरेडी टूट चुका है, जिसके छर्रे इधर उधर उड़ रहे हैं, and he reaches into a shadowy inner room and sees a strange glow coming from a niche in the wall. There is a niche in the wall. Walking closer, he finds it is a statue of Jesus Christ. Now, actually, he reflects that these people who lived here were like him, Christian, because of this statue. It is very obvious. And they are praying to the same God, even if in a different language. He belongs to the south, and it is the north part of the Sri Lanka. They must spoke different language or dialect. There may be different language, but they pray to the same God. He feels great pity for the family who had to abandon their home and this statue, wondering why they didn't take it with them, because this statue of Christ should have been a great source of comfort. भगवान थे तो ये comfort भी देते, क्यों उनको ये छोड़कर जाना पड़ा? अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल अबाउट द स्टैचू इज द ब्रोकन आर्म. जब यहाँ शेलिंग हुई होगी तो क्राइस्ट का जो आर्म है वो ब्रोक हो चुका है. And now he compares his position to theirs. They have gone into exile. Actually, they have gone into exile, but in a sense, we are in exile too. This is the tragedy. This is the most important part of the story. Not only those people who have to left their home, but as a soldier, he has also forced to leave the home and life they once knew. He is living a life which is strange to him. He is not accustomed to this kind of life. He reflects on the immense courage it takes to leave without even locking the door behind you. जब हम रूटीन के अंदर होते हैं, वी आर सो मच केयरफुल अबाउट कीपिंग आवर हाउस सेफ, अबाउट लॉकिंग प्रीशियस थिंग्स, बट सिंस नथिंग यू ओन विल मैटर वंस यू फोर्स टू फ्ली. आप एक बार जबरदस्ती अपने घर से बाहर भेज दिए जाते हो, यू कैन नॉट थिंक बैक कि व्हाट विल हैपन टू द थिंग्स वी आर लिविंग बिहाइंड. यू हैव टू लीव वट एवर यू कैन टेक विद यू. With that, उसके साथ आपको छोड़कर जाना पड़ता है. He recognizes himself as an intruder here, yet finds he cannot simply walk away. वो ये देखता है कि I am also an intruder. I am here without being invited, but he is stuck there. अब वो यहाँ से feeling ashamed, but still he is there. वो यहाँ से नहीं जा सकता. As a soldier, he must obey orders absolutely or be court-martialed. वो न चाहकर भी, unwillingly भी उसको यहाँ रुकना पड़ेगा. लेकिन एटलीस्ट जब वो ये स्टोलन मोमेंट है, जब वो यहाँ पर इस रूम के अंदर है, इस हाउस के अंदर है, इस रूम हाउस में, इट इज हिज ओनली टेस्ट ऑफ फ्रीडम फ्रॉम दैट रिजिड ओबीडियंस. अदरवाइज उसको क्या करना पड़ता? ओबीडियंस फॉलो करना ही पड़ता, रुकना ही पड़ता. और यहां पर जब तक है 5, 10, 15, 20 मिनट, आधा घंटा, he has time to think, he has time to reflect, and he feels that for the first time in long time, जब से ये ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट हुआ है, he is a simple, purely human, allowed to feel without the burden of complicated thought of winning, of destroying, of pushing the enemy away. लेकिन अब वो as a human, he can feel, he can sense the tragedy of the family. He wants to help the unknown family return home. This is genuine human feelings. It is not the feeling of a duty bound soldier, but a feeling of a person who wants to help this innocent but persecuted family. Leaning against a cracked wall, he wonders whether he would have knelt and prayed in the ruins of a church. क्या आज not as a soldier but as a human being वो यहाँ पर होता तो क्या वो यहाँ पर प्रे करता? He recalls friends who carry the psalms around their necks for protection. Leather pouch के अंदर वो psalms लगाता रखते हैं. He carries one too. It is a gift from his mother. It means even soldiers ट्रस्ट गॉड टू प्रे, लेकिन उसको साथ में जो चीज लगातार ट्रॉमेटाइज करती है, दैट क्राइस्ट इज मेंट टू बी अ रिफ्यूज एंड प्रोटेक्टर, येट व्हाट सोल्जर्स प्रे फॉर, destroy their enemies rather than forgive them. क्राइस्ट की जो बेसिक टीचिंग है वो है forgive your enemies, लेकिन आज एक सोल्जर, व्हाट इज क्रूअल आयरनी, सोल्जर्स क्राइस्ट की फोटो को या फिर साल्म्स को रखते हैं जो पीस नहीं किसके लिए होती है, डिस्ट्रक्शन के लिए होती है. इट इज सिट्स एट ऑड विद एवरीथिंग क्राइस्ट रिप्रेजेंट. क्राइस्ट एक सेवियर है, क्राइस्ट एक शेल्टर गिवर है. क्राइस्ट का जो बेसिक टीचिंग है वो क्या है, टू फॉरगिव योर एनिमी, और हम क्या कर रहे हैं, क्राइस्ट को कैरी कर रहे हैं टू डिस्ट्रॉय द एनिमी. Facing the statue in silence, its broken arm reminds again him of his friend Captain Pali, who was shot through arm and foot, crawling through his own blood to survive. There was little chance, the place where he was to rescue him, but he was miraculously rescued when a boat arrived. Now, when he was hospitalized, while he was in his hospital bed in Colombo, he watched people moving in cars, dancing on the street, and he wondered, his friend Pali, that whether these people in capital even knew there was a war going at. They are living so casually, so unaffected by the war. जो soldiers हैं, जो natives हैं, जो guerrillas हैं, they are paying heavy tolls of this war, and these people are completely unaware, ignorant of the tragedies of the war. Pali had also spoken of tiger fighters, young women utterly convinced they fought for the only cause that mattered, how they were brainwashed, how they were manipulated, leading the narrator to wonder whether they too remember Christ's own sacrifice, his blood shed for humanity, whether they have changed the direction of this sacrifice to their personal ambition. Now, finally, the story closes on the central moral crisis. What should he do with the icon of the Christ with the broken arm? He knows suffering was nothing new to the Christ. The whole life of Jesus Christ was that of the suffering. Now, should he take the statue back to the camp and then south with him? Or he knows he has no right to take it. Army orders explicitly forbid taking anything from local houses. But overwhelmed by the feelings and thinking of Christ's shattered arm and the displaced family, he makes his decision. देखिए, आर्मी का तो ऑर्डर है कि यहां से कुछ भी नहीं लेना लोकल हाउसेस का, लेकिन ही थिंक्स ये कोई सिंपल ऑर्डिनरी चीज नहीं है, मेटीरियलिस्टिक पोजीशन नहीं है. क्राइस्ट की शैटर्ड आर्म, उस फैमिली जो इस क्राइस्ट के आइकन के आगे प्रे करती थी, ही मेक्स हिज डिसीजन. एंड व्हाट इज हिज डिसीजन? ही एडमिट्स if he had been any other image or deity, he would have left it behind. It is specifically this broken Christ and what it represents, the broken sense of humanity, that he cannot abandon. Or he takes his rifle in one hand and with other carefully lifts the statue, holds it against his chest for a moment and places it in his kit bag. He walks out of the house looking around carefully, both hands now free to hold the gun. And with this, the story ends. So beautifully, जो जीन अर्सना गम है represent करती हैं the torn psyche of a soldier who is not still ready to pay the wages of war. So friends, this is all about the story. I hope you understand the most important crucial points of the story. Till our next video, keep watching, keep supporting. Thank you friends.